Too much time has passed since my review of Fred the movie, and I wanted to do all three of them, but at the time of doing the first one, Fred 2 was not available anywhere for free, which got me thinking, how good is this movie that us mere peasants can't even watch it? Or do we have a Spider-Man 2, a Godfather 2 of the Fred franchise? David A. Goodman is back as writer, and John Fortenberry, which sounds like a character of someone in this movie, is directing it. He's done a lot of TV work like Arrested Development, Grownish, Blackish, Rescue Me, and Blue Mountain State. So I was really hoping for a big improvement over the first one in terms of direction. But it is Fred, so I shouldn't get my hopes up too much. This movie starts like a marathon runner, just boom, off to the races right off the bat. Fred runs into his house telling us that his life is like a horror movie, and in that fast cutting every other word vlog style, and Fred drops the biggest bomb less than 2 minutes in that Judy is gone. In a YouTube video, Lucas Cruikshank said that she didn't want to be in the movie because her singing career had taken off, which I can't blame her for, but it's Judy! There will never be another. And Jeanette McCurdy, who played Bertha, has been replaced by Daniela Monet. The fabric of the Fred universe, the foundation is crumbling. What is going on here? Anyway, Fred's music teacher has been replaced by someone named Mr. Devlin, who's kind of creepy, and on his way home, Fred thinks that he's being followed by a new girl, Talia, who he befriends, but then later thinks that she's a ghost. While Kevin's mom invites Fred and his mom over to a welcome party for Mr. Devlin, there's this amazing passive-aggressive back and forth between the two moms, and I think it implies that Fred's mom is banging Kevin's dad. At the party, Fred's mom hits on Mr. Devlin, and Fred finds out that Talia is in fact not a stalker or a ghost, but Kevin's little sister. Fred has a full-blown mental breakdown and leaves, so nothing really happens in that scene. They could have easily have found that out either at school or while they were walking home from school together. In fact, if there was just a parent-teacher conference, that's how the mom could have met Mr. Devlin, and the party just serves no real point. He decides to investigate Mr. Devlin, and he sees him digging a hole in his backyard. He thinks that he has killed and buried the old music teacher. Fred then thinks he's a vampire and sets out to expose him. Yeah, I think where this movie actually is better than the first one is that all these scenes in Night of the Living Fred kind of have momentum. They all build to something, where in the first one it just seemed like he's on a bus, he's walking, he goes in the pet store, he runs out of the pet store. It just seemed like it was all killing time. Like when his mom goes on the date, he doesn't want to eat garlic because he doesn't want bad breath because he thinks he's gonna, smooch Fred's mom. Bertha actually overhears that and she's like, oh man, like you might be right, he might be a vampire. So stuff like that's cool. The jokes I think are funnier in this one. They're not anything amazing like laugh out loud funny, but they are pretty clever. I like Fred's fantasies. I think the piano duel with Kevin and when Devlin rips off his face and he's actually a mosquito alien called a mansquito and he sucks out all of Fred's blood out. I think those are pretty funny and very Looney Tune-ish, which is great. Also, Kevin has a hat that has a K on it and a shirt that just says me, which is great. And Bertha is straight out of a cartoon with her punk scene GF aesthetic and shutter shades to top it all off. Mwah! Even though there are fast edits and the main character is hyper and talks fast, the movie still feels really slow at first, just like the first one. However, he goes to the piano recital and sprays everybody with garlic sauce, and it's a great scene because it shows just how actually insane Fred is. Everybody is screaming and freaking out, and they just see him as a lunatic. Which is followed by another great scene where Fred is at Devlin's house, and then the two of them have a really nice heart-to-heart moment. This is definitely better than Fred the movie. The humor is pretty witty. The mom really shines. There's more John Cena in it. And they've done it again where a movie all about Fred is passable and not pull your hair out annoying. It keeps a lot of the charm of the first one, though it does still have those pacing issues just like the first one. I'm going to cap off the trilogy pretty soon with Fred 3 Camp Fred. And until then, I give Night of the Living Fred 3 out of 5 Judys.